Welcome. I'm Dr. Monk, your host, and this is Cascade's Creatures. As a long-standing employee at Gate Cascade Facility, I've been tasked to teach you a thing or two about survival in the event of a containment breach. Yes, survival. The Cascade Facility houses research pertaining to interdimensional exploration and documentation. Alternate universes, that is. At times, the containment procedures can, fail, and only by understanding the creatures you encounter can you hope to survive.
IC-0171, the Carbuncle. Origin, Antiverse 2. First identified by Dr. Peters. Containment echelon, sank. Known and controlled.
Yes, the Carbuncle, christened as such due to their striking resemblance to barnacles. These fleshy star-shaped growths are able to sprout on any surface, preferring to blend into the local surroundings, ready to ambush their prey. Though they can be tricky to see in low-light areas, they emit chirping sounds to alert you of their presence. One theory we have is that the sounds that carbuncles make serve as a lure, compelling curious creatures to investigate, essentially bringing them their prey. Another speculation we have is that the chirps could be some form of echolocation, to give the creature a view of its surroundings, maybe to help choose a good area to cling to. There is still much we don't know, but what we do know is that they possess no real offensive capabilities. They prefer to ensnare their foes, shooting a fleshy tendril to incapacitate their prey, slowly pulling them closer to their mouth. Defeating carbuncles is easy to accomplish. Simply attack them from range, or get close enough to stomp them into oblivion. Crouching does seem effective to approach without alerting the carbuncle of your presence. However, if you wish to avoid carbuncles altogether, you can craft a helmet out of their remains. Wearing it overrides their pheromone response, tricking them into thinking you are one of them. A foolproof, if not slightly smelly camouflage. Whilst this can be convenient, it is still advisable to destroy every carbuncle you come across, as it is believed to be the first stage of another creature's life cycle.
IC-0173, the Pest. Origin, Antiverse 2. Containment echelon, sank. Known and controlled.
We speculate that this hostile creature is possibly the second metamorphic stage of the carbuncle. These small spiky balls of fury have no limbs, instead opting to bounce and wriggle around the floor, a movement akin to that of rabbits. Whilst no real challenge if encountered alone, these creatures can still be a threat when in groups, as they are highly territorial. They rely primarily on ambush tactics and launch themselves at prey, hoping to bruise and scratch any unsuspecting foe. The razor-sharp quills lining the back of their body can cause severe bleeding, so be sure to carry sufficient bandages at all times. The Pest's attacks are generally easy to dodge. Just like their carbuncle counterparts, they emit a distinguishable screech before attack, giving their target ample time to dodge out the way. They are also vulnerable to all forms of damage, and we recommend dispatching them with nets and a well-placed stomp. For those who prefer a non-violent approach, the Pest has developed an insatiable hunger for nachos and can be tamed, their loyalty bought with the crunchy snacks.
IC-0178, the Peccary. Origin, Antiverse 2. First identified by Kathy K.P. Pendleton. Containment echelon, Crucis. High risk.
The third and hopefully final stage of the carbuncle's metamorphosis is known as the Peccary. The Peccary is far more developed and poses a significant threat to any who encounter them. It is advised by senior staff to avoid confrontation with these beasts at all costs, and to contact security immediately for assistance. These four-legged creatures are of the same coloration as their previous life cycles, with a distinct purple-blue running down their backs. Just like the Pest stage, the quills on their backs remain, but are rarely used offensively. Through unknown means, they charge a large amount of kinetic energy through their entire body, focusing around their skull plates. Once charged, they attempt to tackle their victim, discharging the built-up energy upon impact. This move can be interrupted and the electricity dissipated, if they are struck upon the skull plate with enough force. They are also capable of using their front legs to swipe at enemies who are able to withstand their initial charge. This can be hard to avoid. However, blocking the incoming attack with a dinner tray shield is a viable option. Whilst this foe can be a challenge upon initial encounters, learning its attack movements will make light work of this creature. If the challenge proves too difficult, nets can be used to stun the Peccary for a time, creating an opportunity to attack or attempt escape.
IS-0184-B, the Exor Monk. Origin, Antiverse 2. Containment Echelon, Crucis, High Risk.
Exor monks are some of the first intelligent lifeforms we discovered in Antiverse 2, but intelligence doesn't mean they can be reasoned with. They won't hesitate to kill you if given the chance. These bipedal creatures could be mistaken as the next life cycle of Peccaries. However, they are an entirely different species. Preferring to attack from range, Exor monks have the ability to conjure electrostatic energy and direct it forcefully at their targets with surprising range and accuracy. While this attack can be avoided if sidestepped in time, their follow-up of teleporting to reposition on the battlefield can leave one scrambling to dodge the next shot. Getting up close to these creatures is ill-advised, as they are surprisingly fast and agile in close-quarters combat. They prefer to tackle their enemies, knocking them down for a finishing strike. Whilst easy to dodge when prepared, their teleportation abilities allow them to outmaneuver their opponents and attack them from behind. It is advised to bring ample ammo and choose the terrain carefully before engaging these deadly creatures in combat. Probably best to call security for backup.
You know what you need to do. And if you don't, well, don't look at me.
IS-0223, the Coworker. Origin, unknown. Containment Echelon, sank. Known and controlled.
The Coworker mimics human appearance and mannerisms astonishingly well, to the point of not even being noticed within the facility, that is, until its odd behaviour starts manifesting. It is commonly encountered after dark, crawling around on all fours trying to locate food. It will routinely disturb staff, badgering them for sustenance, clinging to one individual until their victim acquiesces and runs to the nearest vending machine. This cycle can happen repeatedly, with the Coworker refusing to eat the same meal twice. This increases the chances of any victim wandering into security bots and other hazards in an attempt to appease the Coworker. If, however, the entity is satisfied, they scamper away at high speeds, leaving a trail of miscellaneous scrap and office stationery. How and where it conjures these items from is still under investigation. Some victims of the Coworker reported that they had seen the entity tailing them, approximately 30 minutes before approaching and asking for food. In these instances, the Coworker has attempted to keep its presence unknown, often hiding just out of sight until it deems it time to engage with its victim. The procedure for containment is still in development. In the meantime, we advise that you simply do not engage with the Coworker and ignore its pleas for food.
Hey, I need food.
To avoid attachment, please do not give the Coworker personal names, including but not limited to Jerome, Jensen, and/or Jeff.
IS-0091, the Leyak. Origin, Indonesia. First identified by Dr. Lenora Riggs. Containment echelon, Crucis. High risk.
The Leyak is a decidedly grotesque entity, its ragged form composed of incomplete floating body parts. A skull, lungs, spine, and 6 ribs encased in ripped folds of red skin surround 3 yellow eyes, whose piercing stare can strike fear in the hearts of even the bravest scientists. The Leyak chooses one unfortunate target and will appear near them, emitting inhuman rasps or whines only they can see or hear. By staring at the Leyak, the target can cause them to disappear, though they won't be gone for long. The entity may return several times before finally unleashing their assault. Weapons have little effect on the creature, and we advise running as the best option. Leading the creature around a small area may be safer, as this avoids you accidentally catching the attention of any other hostile creatures in the area. If the Leyak's target can avoid the pursuit long enough, it will disappear, possibly to search for a new victim. X-ray devices can also be a pretty effective repellent, and we suggest that you carry X-ray lamps to deal with a Leyak encounter. Gate employees are also advised to alert security immediately if this creature is found out of containment. These entities are just a handful of the incredible creatures we have discovered throughout the Antiverses and during my career at Gate. Join me next time as I uncover more hazardous entities you could come into contact with and uncover the secrets to surviving them. Until then, have fun, stay safe, and onward to science.